Last night I was coming home late and I hear the dogs howling in every direction. I get the sensation that I'm being followed, so I pick up my pace. When I made it to where two roads intersect, I saw it coming in my direction. Running now as fast as my feet could take me, I arrive at my front door and there's my mother standing in the doorway. Looking through the glass, she says to me, "Turn around and face it, son. Make sure it doesn't come in here with you." I wake up the next day frantic, cold sweating. But I feel the warmth of the sunlight coming through the window, touching my black skin. And I hear the falcocks in the distance crowing. And that's how I realized it was all a dream. Everything is airy. I'm still here in paradise. Hairouna, Land of the Blessed is a feature-length documentary about a young guy from a Caribbean nation on a journey into his ancestry. Haunted by the same dream over and over again, he decides to draw the images he sees. Little by little, these images begin to reveal his insecurities, his anxieties, his aspirations, and his darkest secrets. Saint Vincent and the Grenadines is a tropical destination that is world-renowned for its lush tropical rainforests, turquoise beaches, and exclusive hideouts. This is where the world's millionaires and celebrities come to hide out, come to escape. But growing up in the Caribbean has always come with feelings of loss for me, because everywhere I've lived has always belonged to someone else. Some of my favorite images are found in the Caribbean history books, written by the English. They tell stories of people who look like me with black skin, scars on their bodies, forced to work in fields, hanging from trees. They also tell stories of colonial mansions that look like the hotels where my mother works. But the thing I love most about these images was the backgrounds, the landscape, the sunsets and the sunrise. I love their techniques, their brushstrokes, and how they created and how they painted the images. In a kind of a way, these images inspired me to be the artist I am today. But growing up in Saint Vincent was sort of like growing up with amnesia, because you don't know where you come from and you don't know where you belong to. I heard about the Queen of England and I heard about Africa. They said that's where blackness comes from. But my mother is a red woman and this is where I was born. I belong to this island. This is my home. There are things on this island that's been hidden from me for too long, and I intend to use this project, this film, to reveal them. You see, there's another kind of image that exists on the island. Images carved in stone. They say they were made by the Caribs, you know, the indigenous people that were here before. But nowadays, nobody remembers how to speak that language, so no one knows what it means. Growing up, people would often say that my mother looks like a Carib. But when I asked her about it, she would always refuse to admit any sort of relation. You see, when she was growing up, they said that the Carib people were stupid, drunkards, lazy. They even went as far as to say that Carib women were the most promiscuous on the island. My mother was afraid that her children, her grandchildren, and her great-grandchildren would be treated the same. So she never investigated her roots. She never found out who she was. That's not going to happen to me, and it's not going to happen to my children. This film will reveal the history of an island where people fought to the end, where they fought until they had no more, where people give their lives in defense of freedom. You see, I'm finally thinking about being a father. But in order to do so, I am going to have to find out exactly who I am and where I come from. Because I don't want my kids to grow up in the same way that I did. I want to use my ability to create images, to tell them stories of Africans who crossed the Atlantic 100 years before Columbus and made their home here on this island. Those are my ancestors, my people, and they will be my children's people. But in order for them to survive, we must teach them the story. I plan to use this journey to travel to Central America, to the communities of those who are exiled, so I can take them my images of their homeland, and so that they could teach me the words of my ancestors, so that together we can celebrate our story and our voice for our people. Finally, through image and sound, through cinema, we will have the means to tell our story, to share it with you. I'm looking for a production partner to bring this film to the screen. If you're interested in discovering a different way of living, closer to nature, if you're interested in discovering your ancestry, your heritage, if you're interested in discovering more about who you are, come with me on this journey so that we may take back the missing pieces of ourselves. My name is Akley OLTON, and I'm the director of Hairouna, Land of the Blessed. Thank you for listening.